Welcome back, and you're listening to Walk the Talk with Kim. I'm Kim Ariano, and we are having a fascinating conversation with Jan Dickerman of KITH and KITH's organization. And Jan, I know that we talked about your background, and we talked about the community that KITH serves. And one of the things that I'd like to know is, I know that you are integrated in a lot of the nonprofit and the nonprofit community. I am somewhat new to this because, I went back to school and I got my degree in human services management because I really want to give and figure out that nonprofit part. But I think one of the things that I've learned during this process is there are some incredible leaders. I mean, I've seen some incredible leaders in business and people that, have been absolutely wonderful mentors. But the nonprofit community leadership takes some of that up a notch or 5. I mean, it's just incredible. So in your experience, as you look at what it takes to be a leader in your community, what are some of the things that you've learned, or some of the things that you can tell us about how to get involved in our community and become our leader, take our leadership skills that we have in business and apply those in community environments?
Well, I think that's a wonderful question, because more and more nonprofits are really asked to run as businesses, and we actually are a business, and we're not just the funky little nonprofit anymore. I mean, we're expected to provide excellence and quality and integrity in the services that we provide, and nonprofits are always looking for leaders. We're always looking for people who maybe want to be on our board of directors. KITH has amazing board of directors. I love them. They're just, they do so much to help our organization. And I think especially in a small organization like mine, where we really don't have very many employees, we leverage every dollar by bringing in people that can help us with various things that otherwise, we would have to pay for. So I think also just sort of looking at what are your interests, what are your talents, and then trying to direct that towards what a nonprofit might need. Right at the moment, KITH is looking for, as I mentioned, we're looking for board of directors. I just started a program called Life Coaching. It's a pilot program, and because I felt like there were all these people in the community that had all these different kinds of skills and knowledge and life experience, and that I could train them and then help them to work with some of the low-income families that are living in some of our permanent supportive housing programs. And so we're about 3 or 4 months into the pilot, and it's going amazingly well.
So what type of person are you looking for that program?
I have one person who owned a real estate company, and she's sort of retired now. And then I have one person who works for a bank, and one person who worked in human resources, I think you would call it. So, but it doesn't have to be those specific things. I just sort of put the net out there to see who I could bring in to help me with this pilot, who might be interested in doing it. But also, so they have the skills in business, in marketing, in banking and finance, but they also had a heart. These folks that we trained and brought them in, they were people that were like, I really have a heart for the people. I don't want to sit on a board of directors. I don't want to come to necessarily a meeting every month. I want to work directly with people. So I think it's kind of finding your niche and finding what your love is.
We talk about intrinsic motivation. I do classes called Get Unstuck, and one of the exercises that we do is we look at what you want to do versus what you should do. And we really try to explore that intrinsic motivation. And I know a lot of people that feel very, very stuck in their jobs. And especially now with the economy, I mean, I hear more often than not that, at least I have a job, I can't be complaining about anything. But the nonprofits and getting involved in those types of programs, like what you're talking about, is so exciting, because what a better way to hone your skills. What a better way to learn a different skill or talent that you didn't have before, and maybe explore something that you really love to do, And you can do this while you're still having that other job, but you can actually get back to the community, really feel good. Then you don't feel so stuck.
Mm-hmm.
It's so empowering. So I'm, for you, I'm thinking of, clients and people that I've talked to that would just love the opportunity to learn how to be a life coach or learn how to be, and do some good for individual families and share those experiences. So if someone's listening right now and interested in learning more, how would they get a hold of you?
They can call me at 425-576-9531, extension 101.
Okay, that's 425
576
576 9531, extension
101.
101. And that is if you're interested in those types of things, or if you're bored. What other positions are open at KITH that people can jump in and give some time to?
We always need computer help. I am not a technology person, and today I spent, 2 hours trying to help one of my staff troubleshoot something that was going on with her computer, and we figured it out. But just to have people that have those skills, and for them it would be like a 5-minute job,
Right.
and where it took me 2 hours. We are also, we have a community supper where weekly dinner that is provided to homeless and low-income people in our community. So we're always looking for people that might want to help provide food and serve food to the people that come. I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself, but it's every Tuesday night.
Mm-hmm.
So we're always looking for people that want to help with that program. And we, the Starbucks gives us their day-old pastries, and their day-old pastries are still beautiful and lovely.
Probably stuff I'd eat, no problem.
Wonderful, yes. And so we're looking for somebody that might be willing to drive to the Starbucks and pick up the pastries and bring them to our office so that we can give them out to the families.
Wonderful.
We're looking for people that, congregations, businesses, companies that might want to sponsor a family for the holidays. So we have a holiday program. Last year we served 75 households, and every household had a sponsor, and the sponsor was given an individual gift list, and they went shopping for this family and then brought the gifts in to KITH, and then the next week the families came and picked up the gifts, and it was really heartwarming. So, and then sometimes people will have their own ideas. They'll say, well, do you ever have children that need to have a birthday party? And I love to make cakes, and so could I make a cake for a homeless child? Or so if you have a skill, talent, or interest that you think, gosh, that would be sort of fun, I could do something like that. Some things that might seem really challenging and hard for me would be just so easy and fun for other people. So I just, really encourage people to be creative in the things that they might want to do, and contact me or contact another nonprofit and say, well, I have this idea, what would you think about this?
What I love about what you're saying is so much out there, everybody's asking for money, because money is what makes everything go round. That's just the way it is. But unfortunately, with the economy the way it is, a lot of people are struggling. So I think some people, look at nonprofits and, even Girl Scout cookies and go, no, I don't even want to hear about it because I just don't have to give. But you're talking about things that people can give that aren't going to cost them anything. And in fact, you probably get way more out of it than you would ever actually give in monetary value. I mean, I'm just saying, oh man, I wish I lived closer, because I'd love to go to Starbucks and pick up the day-old pastries and run. I mean, how long does that take on your way to work? It doesn't take that long, but the value out of all those families is absolutely tremendous. So these are the things that I'd love to hear about. So thank you for sharing. So again, they can reach you by calling the telephone number, which is 425-576-9531, extension 101. Also, if you go to Walk the Talk with Kim website, I'll have you guys posted there so people can go to your website. What is your website address?
www.kithcares.org, and KITH Cares is KITHCARES.org.
Wonderful. Now,